Somebody got to say it. And I'd be the bitch to say it. Fellas, I'm about to tell y'all a hard-ass truth that is going to make all the sense in the world. Bitches, if this shit don't apply, let it fly. Unless it apply, bitch. I don't need you to be like, oh, it don't apply to every woman. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Because if you speak on it, then it must apply to you. Fellas, like I was saying. You know how y'all got this group of women that has this vendetta against men, like, just every time she meet a man, just everything is wrong with men. She hate men so bad. It's just this vendetta that she has against men. The bitch may or may not be gay. None of that matters. But do y'all want to know why that is? I'ma fucking tell you. When you meet a bitch and she got a vendetta against men, mind you, little girls and little boys, they don't be born having vendettas against each other. The natural order of life is a woman and a man to be together. So women and men are attracted to each other. When you meet a woman that has such a vendetta against a man, that has such hatred for men, it is because she was sexually assaulted by a man. Whether she was assaulted by a man, whether sexually, physically, mentally, emotionally, she was assaulted by a man. It's usually sexually. Now the bitches collide. I just don't like niggas. Let me tell you. I ain't met not one fucking female on the face of this planet that I've met so far that hated men and was not sexually assaulted by a man. Now, you might look like the man, smell like the man, walk like a reminder of him, have the same complexion. Just hell, be a motherfucking man like he was. You know what I'm saying? But women don't start off just hating men. They don't. Don't ever believe that. Oh, I was born like this. Nah, bitch. You holding secrets that you ain't told somebody. Because the man that you have this vendetta against didn't do shit to you. So, I'm letting y'all know this now. When women have vendettas against men and just hate the male species the way that they be doing, teaming up and doing, when they end up being fully gay studs, niggas can't touch them, da-da-da-da-da-da, that's why. Because the nigga already touched them. And that's a secret they holding. And they gonna hate the world, and the world full of men, and the whole male species until they heal. And they can't heal unless they face the facts of what happened to them. And they can't face the facts of what happened to them because I don't fucking know why. But that's what it is. They'll probably never tell you. And all the bitches that's been sexually assaulted is going to come in the comments and swear I'm wrong. But a hit dog don't holler. Women are not just like that when it come to men. I promise you. Something happened at the hands of a man, and now she blaming all the men for what this one man did. I promise you that. But don't shoot the messenger. Go here. Somebody got to say it. And I'd be the bitch to say it.
So what y'all think about this? I don't think that's necessarily true. I do agree in some sense, of course, but I feel like even if you was abused, um, if you still had good men around you, help them raise you, maybe uncles, maybe men of the church, maybe brothers, I still think that you could still have a love for man. It's a lot of good men out there, and I know that it's some bad ones, and they feel like that's might be where it predominantly come from. But in all actuality, it is some genuinely good men still out there.
Fellas, I'm about to tell y'all.
Women don't like men anymore. And do you know why women don't like men anymore? Because men hold women accountable. Men don't let them play the victim. Women will intentionally find pieces of shit, like literal pieces of shit. Men who don't work, men who have no dreams, no aspirations, men who don't take care of their kids, men who can't pay bills. That matters. I'm just trying to make a point that they seek out these men that they could fix so that A, they could feel better about themselves, and B, so that there's no one sitting there taking their inventory, holding them accountable.
Women hate men as a system. Men hate women as people. And it's like when we say we hate men, we are really saying we hate the patriarchy. We really hate the system that keeps men in power and keeps men harming us. Men hate us as people.
As people.
Men hate us individually. And sometimes people are like, why are you so angry about the patriarchy, Kristen? I don't think people are aware of like the level and the quantity of things that their fathers and brothers and grandfathers and friends and boyfriends and husbands have been saying to me for like 13 years, constantly.
Yes, that has nothing to do with the patriarchy. I'm not going to say what I think it has to do with. Yeah, I don't think all those people just woke up one morning and decided to say what they said to you because of the patriarchy. I don't think the patriarchy made them do it. Just something to consider.
Women do not like men. And the reason that most women don't like men is because these men try to hold them accountable and don't let them play the victim. You have to understand that a lot of women will intentionally date piece of shit men just so they don't have to have accountability in their behavior in the relationship because it takes two to tango. And then these women come across my page and assume that because of what I talk about, I'm against them. But the reality is that everybody is sick of the excuses for your poor behavior. No one is trying to invalidate your experience. We're just trying to tell you that you played a part in the downfall of how your life is and the things that you've gone through. Additionally, women only like men for what they can provide for them. So as soon as the money runs out or whatever it is that they're looking for, that's why they have the backup plans or the rosters or whatever it is. You have to understand, if you learn anything from my platform, is that women do not hang around people that do not validate them. This goes for friendships and romantic relationships. And they don't even realize that it's happening 9 times out of 10. Because the only reason that women stay friends with women is, one, if they don't like the same man. Like, as soon as 2 girls like the same boy, that's the end of the friendship. Or the other scenario is like, if one girl is a hoe and is out here having a roster and the other friend's like, nah, I'm just going to hang out with my boyfriend, or I'm going to be single and work on my career, that's also not going to work. And why is that? It's because those 2 people are not validating each other, which is why women cannot stand men. Men will hold them accountable. Men will make them honest. Men will tell them shit that they don't want to hear, just like you'll tell them, you know, that the lashes are ugly, the makeup is ugly, all the bullshit that women do is ugly, and they don't want to hear it because you're not validating them. And women will preach all day long that men are the ones that hate women, but at the end of the day, I have to wonder if women really hate men because, well, you're not agreeing with them. Okay, bye. Women do not like...
It's like the old saying goes, misery loves company. And in this sense, like, if I am doing bad, if I'm drinking, if I'm just being promiscuous, if I'm doing any of the above, or even good things, like if I'm going to church or I'm going to school and I'm studying, it's very smart as a person to keep people in those circles that are positive and doing the same things as you, because it helps motivate you. Plus, it's nice to have a friend along the way. But it also goes with negative stuff too. So like I said, with the drinking or the promiscuity, it's almost as if I'm doing this and I need to feel good that I'm doing this, because deep down inside, all those girls know that, this isn't long term. This isn't what I actually want. I just want to have fun. I just want to live my life. I want to be able to do what I want to do and be free. But when you go home and you lay down at night and you are resting, you think, there's no way you're not thinking, why am I doing this? This is damaging to me. This is not okay. It's like this deep down inside. You cannot just live a life of any of that stuff, doing drugs, drinking all the time, anything negative. If you do that deep down inside, it's wrong. And I believe, even if you're like a narcissist, sociopath, whatever those people are who just, people say are unaware, because they are in society, if they have some form of intelligence, they know that it's wrong, even if it's just in society's eyes and not theirs. So, like I said, even if you're one of those people, you still know what you're doing is wrong at the end of the day. And misery likes company. So if I'm doing this, I want to pull down people that are on my same level. Or see somebody doing better than me and encourage them to do what I'm doing instead of, hey, let me leave them where they at and let me do what I'm doing. Because in the end of the day, how can I feel good about myself and go to sleep at night if I'm so miserable inside? So if I have people in my circle doing the same things as me, it's going to help me sleep better. That's what I feel. I don't know.
And let me be very clear. I absolutely do not like men as a whole. When you think about it, there's not much to like about men. So when y'all get in my comment section saying, oh, you hate men, you're partially right. I don't hate anybody because hate requires too much time, energy, effort, and emotion, but I do not like them. Most men are not good people. They're manipulative, they're liars, they will step on anybody to get what they want. It doesn't matter. And most times, it's at the expense of women in their lives. Too many women are left depleted, left with nothing after dealing with some of these no good men. Men are not likable. Why should you like men when they don't bring anything positive into your life? You can do everything in your life for the better without men. I learned very early on who men are at their core. I was married one time for 75 days and I left. I had one child and I sat down and I didn't have any more children because I learned ain't nothing to like about men. Nothing. And let me be very clear.
I think this one goes back to the first video where the lady said that they've been hurt by men, that's why they don't like it. She's obviously been hurt by a man before, and that's sad that she feels like that's all men, but everything that she said to describe a man honestly could be said about women too. So it was nothing that she said that separated men from women, like that only men do. Like women do that stuff too. I think that is genuinely just coming from a place of hurt.
I absolutely. So a customer walked through the front door, and I was like, "Hi, what brings you in today?" And he was like, "I want to speak to a salesman." And I was like, "I'm a salesman. I can help you." And then this man goes like this, and I was like, "Would you like to work with someone else?" And he was like, "Yeah." And so my coworker sitting beside me, I was like, "Okay, this is Bruce. He can help you." And they start. First of all, I'm already irritated. It's cool. And then my coworker just pops right on up, like, "Oh, hi, how can I help you? What do you hope to do?" Now, if I was the male and my female coworker just got treated like that, I would have said, "Actually, you can head to a different dealership. Like, we don't take that here." But I understand not everybody is real men or just real people. But it's cool. Money is money for some people, but that shit just irritated me. And then literally yesterday, I had a customer. He told me to stop smiling at him. Like, he walked the door, and I was like, I smiled at him, and he goes, "What you looking at?" And I just like turned my head and like went back to my phone, and he was like, he said, "What you looking at?" And I was like, "I just smile. I smile at every customer." And then he cuts me off, and he goes, "Don't do that." And I was like, I didn't say shit. I just went back to my phone. And then he comes back, "Oh, I was just playing. I was just playing." And I ignored him again. And then he comes back like 5 to 10 minutes later, telling some, "Oh yeah, my name Pastor so and so. I just do that. I just play around." And I'm like, because I'm very uncomfortable. Like, that man had my heart racing. Like, sometimes I really get tired of fucking just, I hate men.
Let's dissect this situation real quick because everything I'm hearing in this video is based on one-sidedness. But she never stated that she might be an unpleasant person to be around. And I think that might be the overall consensus of this situation because when you work in customer service, you have to have a certain demeanor about yourself. You got to have a certain pleasantry about yourself. Maybe when the customers walk in, you looking like you don't want to be there. The fact that they want to go to someone else that's the opposite of that, I don't blame them. And you will never tell this other side of the story because you just want everybody to be on your side. You want everybody to think that men are just so bad, that men are doing all these
No
things to you at
accountability.
the job. Okay, so second off, right? You want your coworker to take up for you. Why should he risk his job, right? To tell a customer maybe you should go somewhere else?
Exactly.
That reply right there will probably get him fired.
Yep.
You don't care about his bills. You don't care about his family. You don't care about what he has to take care of. You don't care about him losing that job will reflect on him being able to maintain his daily responsibilities. Oh, men should just save you by default.
So a customer walked in.
And he's 100% accurate. And something also I wanted to add was that the same with the other guy who came in and made a joke with her and then laughed it off and she was already awkward. What is wrong with younger people and not having a sense of humor? Like, and I mean this, like, they were like, a lot of them were born in the early 2000s, and it was when they were born, but that's when the best comedy was out. Family Guy was out, South Park was out, Dave Chappelle's show was out. These were the most realistic comedy, nobody is safe comedy. And I mean, how could you be born at that time and have no sense of humor? It's shocking to me because I am a 90s child and I'm everything 90s. So I would think that 2000 babies would be everything 2000s, but they're actually quite the opposite. They don't want to hear about it. They don't care. They think that things that happen then, even big things like 9/11, that they all should be not talked about and forgotten about. And it's like, how do y'all not love those times? It's crazy to me.
Straight women don't even like men like that. Let's be very fucking for real. A lot of so-called straight women don't even like men. They feel emotionally abandoned, never feel safe being soft. They have to pretend around certain men, have to shrink themselves to keep him calm, end up mothering him instead of being adored by him, are starved for emotional depth and intimacy. Yet they stay because they taught that this is right. You need to stick beside your man, thick and thin. But it doesn't feel right, does it? Most straight women crave other women secretly and deeply. Behind closed doors, in their fantasies, in their dreams, in their combos with their friends, maybe that one friend, they want a woman. A woman's gaze, a woman's touch, a woman's scent, a woman's understanding, a woman's presence. But they've been conditioned that, oh, it's just a phase, or wrong, or that's selfish. So they bury it. And they pretend it's not real. But baby, that shit is real. You cannot fake what your soul wants. You cannot fake what your body is craving. A lot of straight women got a ring, but that shit is nothing but performance. The house, the kid, the I do, and they still feel completely alone in their household. Completely alone in their marriage. Why? Because most men don't even want to be married. They settle. Most married men are cheating, not just with women, with other men too. Most men are emotionally available, present, or even curious about their partner's soul or emotions or ambitions or your goals. Most married women talk shit about their wives at work, to their friends, to their family members. I have seen it all too much. With me being a woman that hangs around a lot of men, they complain how clingy their wives are, how annoying they are. They're actively cheating. In the darkest truth, some men even kill their wives for freedom, lust for another woman. But yeah, they may be posting matching outfits, Instagram posts, or smiling. Really, most of these women are unhappy as fuck because he don't even see her. There's a whole army of women who are married to men, having kids, playing church wife, family girlfriend role, while secretly fantasizing about being touched by another woman. A soft voice, a knowing glance, a slow build, a healing love that doesn't require her to shrink herself. But she doesn't want to disappoint her mama. Is scared to mess up her image. Thinks loving a woman will ruin her future. Bitch, what you think men are doing? Has been taught that queerness is dirty or shameful. So instead of freedom, they choose performance and slowly starts to die inside. Understand that the picture perfect life is a goddamn lie. The truth is, the perfect man, the perfect wedding, the perfect house, dream was sold to women like a damn drug. And now they got the ring and they feel empty. They got the house and they feel trapped. They got the husband, but they feel invisible. They got the baby and feel lost, tired, exhausted. Understand that that image was never yours. It was inherited, forced, and sold. If you watching this video and you're like, damn, let's be honest, you always wanted more. More love, more safety, more truth, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not too late to live it. Not too late to choose you. Not too late to let go of the damn performance and walk into something real. Because let's be honest, you only have one life to live. So why would you live it unhappy? Why would you care about other people's opinions of your life and what you do in your life? Do what makes you happy. And maybe you can stop feeling so fucking empty inside.
I feel bad for her because I genuinely think that she's lonely. Like, maybe she didn't feel attractive, and she's a very beautiful girl, but maybe she didn't feel attractive, or men didn't give her the attention she thought that she was supposed to get, or maybe it wasn't for the men she expected. I don't know, but she's been hurt before because there's no way that you genuinely believe this. Like, no, because I'm a straight woman and I have no interest in females whatsoever. I don't even understand where this logic even came from, honestly. And I don't believe that's true. Like, as far as women when they get in these marriages, if you are marrying, and this is for women, if you are marrying for they meet your checkbox, like maybe they got a good job, they already own their own property, got nice cars, whatever the checklist is, oh, he's 6 feet tall, he makes this much figures, whatever. When that is said and done, okay, I get that. But if you didn't marry him for love, then you will never be happy. And that's what women fail to realize, and that's why I get it. Like, women do when they look for a husband, they're trying to secure the bag. Is he paying bills? Is he, giving out when needed? And I'm not saying all women, but a majority of them are, especially the modern ones. And when you long term want to marry someone and have children with them, I'm sorry, but you can't look at all. And I'm not saying no, he don't need to have a job. Yes, but don't marry for that. You have to marry for love. And, get a partnership with him, stay with him, whatever, but don't necessarily marry someone until you are genuinely in love with them. Ladies, you have to marry for love. Yes, make sure some of those qualifications are met. But if you're marrying for looks, if you're marrying for money, if you're marrying for property, if you're marrying for anything other than you genuinely love this man and you can see yourself with him for the rest of your life, then you're not going to be happy. Yeah, of course not. That's a given. And that's what I think is confused as the women say, oh, I had the baby, I had this. You are not in love with that man. And when you have a baby, nothing smacks you harder. Reality hit. This is my family now. This is my husband. These are my children. I'm stuck with him now. That's the reality that hits these women who don't marry for love.
Being friends with women in this generation is getting more and more impossible. I usually just stay at the house and read some books because women are really, really hard to be friends with right now. It's something about this generation specifically that makes them, actually so insufferable. Every woman is claiming that they hate all men, and I cannot get behind that train of thought. How disrespectful to your father, your brothers, your future son, your future husband. I will never in my life understand that train of thought. Because it's these same women that are going to wake up in their 30s, single and alone, and wondering what happened. Why am I alone right now? And it's well, if you hadn't spent your 20s saying awful things about men, maybe you could have settled down. But instead, you're going to sit there, 40 years old, listening to Taylor Swift with a bunch of cats around you. Can't we all just be nice to men? For once? Please?
Amen, sister. Couldn't have said it better myself. And I wanted to end on a positive note. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching these videos with me. What do you guys think though? What do you? I really can't stand the fact that men are getting treated like this. Like I was one of those people. I didn't grow up with a father. You know, my father married my mother for citizenship. Once he got it, he was out. And I had all brothers. I grew up with men. I grew up in the church, so I had a lot of men in the church, and they were genuinely some good men that I was raised with. So I don't get the hatred that women have for men now, and I do believe a lot of it stems from being raised by single parents, and then women bash these men in front of their children. And I said this before, you know, children need to be raised as their future adults, because when you say things around them all the time, then they start believing that it's true, or even knowing that it's true. Not saying that it ever is, but in their mind it is. And then later on, they have the same feeling. They push it on their children, and it just gets passed on. And then it becomes a generational curse. So let's not do this. Let's build our men up. Let's encourage men to be better. You know, let's not encourage them to just say, you know what, F all women. No, we need to motivate men too, you know, and I don't feel like we do that with all this negativity. And I seen someone in the comments say, imagine being a young boy right now scrolling social media and being bombarded by baffling hatred. What will that do to their psyches growing up? Exactly. Like, what will it do long term? And then you grow up, and then we're starting to get those men that are growing up, and they are men hating men. And then you get these liberal men type. It's crazy. It's sickening and it's sad. I wish that things were different, but you know, hey, like I said, it starts with me, it starts with you. So if there's something in the world that we don't like to see, we got to start doing better first. Be that example. Because I'm going to always build up men, and I'm going to always encourage women to do the same, because there is good men out there, and there is men that definitely deserve that. And they don't ever get the respect that they deserve. And they don't care, because they're men. And that's what's so even awesomer about it than anything to me. But anyways, drop a comment and let me know how you feel about this situation. Thank y'all for tuning in, and y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Bye.